It all began with what should have been a typical recording session for the much-anticipated cast album from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. However, the entire reality TV industry is in a state of pure chaos due to what transpired behind those closed doors. Social media timelines are overflowing with rumors, and followers are suddenly unable to stop asking the same question. Was KirkFrost actually slapped on camera by Erica Banks? It was a full-blown explosion, according to witnesses, leaving Rasheeda in tears, the cast in disarray, and the entire production crew frantically trying to turn off the cameras. Kirk and Erica's disagreements over creativity soon turned into a furious, intensely personal altercation that nobody anticipated until Erica lost it, and the sound of that slap reverberated more loudly than any lyric ever recorded in that studio. What's the worst? Rasheeda, who was stuck in the middle, lost it. She reportedly sobbed uncontrollably as she walked out, screaming that, "This just destroyed everything." Fans are now left wondering if the Frost legacy is coming to an end, or if the greatest scandal in love and hip-hop history is just getting started. As the album is reportedly on hold, cast relationships are changing, and film may be leaking. Erica Banks arrived to the studio on a cold Atlanta morning, the fog hanging like a veil over her matte black SUV. KirkFrost strode next to his muscle vehicle, arms folded, teeth tense, while the engine growled softly. Producers were nervously hovering near craft services inside, chatting among themselves about the tight timeline and the possibility of a budget blowout. Standing apart, Carly Red combed her hair and browsed through her phone, her gaze flitting to each new tweet that featured the hashtag Slapgate. Chaotic listened to playback mixes while wearing headphones around his neck and tapping his foot anxiously. Bambi pretended everything was normal as she hung in the back, forcing a smile that stopped short of her eyes. Rasheeda was the last to enter the room, her hand resting lightly on Kirk's arm as she gave the others a hesitant grin, despite her nervous heart. Kirk strode to the mixing console with his fingers beating against the fader as soon as the cast gathered around the central vocal booth. He glared at Erica as she walked up to the booth with her microphone in hand and her eyes shielded by large sunglasses. The strain tightened for everyone. To stabilize the room, Rasheeda held up a hand and let out a breath. She whispered, more to herself than to anybody else, "We've got this." Sharp snares and a powerful bass line reverberated through the monitors as the beat plummeted. With a confident voice that filled the studio with warmth, Rasheeda grabbed the lead. Carly's flaming verse cut through the atmosphere as she jumped in. The intensity rose when Chaotic delivered a strong ad-lib. Then Erica moved forward, closed her eyes as she slid into the booth. She opened with a stanza that vividly depicted her ascent and tenacity, each syllable brimming with swagger and soul. Her self-assurance was captivating, until it was interrupted. Kirk pressed the mute switch. The music stopped playing. With her headphones hanging around her neck and her countenance obscured by her shades, Erica froze. She talked into the talkback, microphone, and tapped the glass. "What's wrong?" Her tone was forceful but calm. Kirk folded his arms and leaned back. He remarked, "That was too smooth. Grit is what I need. Sincerity. That sounded practiced." His remarks struck like a blow. Erica's mouth pushed shut. He didn't hit play again, so she waited for him to do so. Rather, he grinned. "Try once more. More passion, less polish." Defiance blazed in her eyes. She placed her shades on the console, after peeling them off. Her voice was low as she asked, "You want passion?" "I brought passion." She inhaled deeply before starting the song over, putting all of her heart into every word, her setbacks, her victories, her transformation from unheard-of performer to a contender on the charts. With each heartbeat, the words reverberated. Kirk's grim expression softened for a second. With a heaving chest, Erica finished and waited. Not a word. Kirk hit a button that caused the music to cut off, crisply. "Not there yet," he said. Rasheeda slumped her shoulders. She walked over to the glass and spoke softly. "It was enjoyable. Allow it to breathe." Kirk gave a headshake. "We're not finished. This is what I envision." The coldness in his voice filled the room. As she stepped outside, Erica purposefully tore off her headphones and placed them on the microphone stand. She looked across the glass at Kirk. Again. "Your vision?" she asked. "This is a collaboration, not a dictatorship." Kirk narrowed his eyes and turned to face her. "This dream was created for you. Remember that." His voice had a sharp, possessive edge. She took a step forward. "Constructed it? It was more like controlled. I'm not a trophy to be handled or put on show." The studio reverberated with her remarks. Carly Red leaned forward, her forehead furrowed in concern. Chaotic's face became white as he looked at the producer. As she observed the altercation, Rasheeda's hand shot to her lips. Kirk got up off his stool and drew nearer to him. He lowered his voice. "You believe you're superior than me? Better than this show?" Erica raised her chin and squared her shoulders. "No, I believe I am worthy of respect. I'm worthy of being heard." She indicated the microphone. "And not silenced by your ego." The room held its breath. Kirk's fingers touched her shoulder as he extended his hand, maybe to provide support or to establish authority. Erica's gaze expanded. She made no hesitation. With a loud smack, her palm slammed out and struck Kirk's cheek. Like a gunshot, the sound shattered the room. With his hand flying to his face, Kirk staggered back. His shocked quiet was broken by a cacophony of curses. Security and producers hurried forward, creating a wall. Carly Red covered her mouth in a gulp. "Damn!" Chaotic mumbled to himself. Bambi stared incredulously as she fell to the ground. Adrenaline and rebellion pulsed through Erica's veins as her chest heaved. As she saw Kirk hold his cheek, Rasheeda staggered forward, tears welling up in her eyes. Beside him, she collapsed to her knees. "Oh my God," she said in a crackly whisper. "He's bleeding." With a troubled brow, Kirk waved her away. He growled, "I'll survive." But his voice wavered. Her eyes were filled with agony as she grasped his hand and glanced between him and Erica. Then she exhaled. "Why?" Erica held her ground, breathing heavily and maintaining an unblinking stare. She whispered, "Because he crossed the queue, and I had to defend myself." The producers quickly turned off the lights in the booth and silenced the microphones behind the glass. Only the echo of discord remained after the beat that had promised unity vanished. The aftermath was electrifying. Despite producers' desperate attempts to restore control, the cameras continued to roll. The buzz of worried voices had taken the place of the beat that had once promised unification. Standing just outside the booth with her gloves dangling loosely, from her fingers like trophies of defiance, Erica Banks's chest heaved. She saw KirkFrost, his eyes dark with hurt pride, wipe the red smear off his cheek. Hovering close by, her shoulders trembling, Rasheeda was caught between admiration for the woman who had stood up for herself and dread for her husband. The stillness was broken by Carly Red. Her voice was shaking as she added, "We can't just end it like this." She looked at the producer, who gave her a tentative nod. "Let's try to talk it out, clear the air." Kirk clenched his teeth as he gazed at Erica. Time appeared to stop for a second as they both realized that this moment will define them all. Kirk finally let out a deep breath. "All right, however, this is not the end." Rasheeda collapsed onto a velvet couch in the green room, her eyes streaming. Sitting next to her, Bambi put an arm across her quivering shoulders. She said in a whisper, "You okay?" Rasheeda gave a head shake. "I just wanted us to be a family on this album." She looked up at Kirk, who was standing a few feet away, fiddling with his shirt while gazing at his image in a mirror. "And now look at us." A small group of fans and paparazzi had gathered outside the studio. As glimpses of the altercation surfaced online, phone cameras flashed. There was a flood of tweets. From a broken studio window, someone managed to record the precise moment of the slap. Hashtags including #MockSureSlapgate, LHA Chattel, Our Team Erica, and Team Kirk became viral in a matter of minutes. Talk show portions hinted to unreleased information and unique footage. The dispute had spread throughout the world and beyond the confines of the studio. Erica didn't hold off on accepting an invitation. With her microphone still in hand, she strode to the exit. Carly put a soft touch on her back and followed. She said, "You want to give a statement?" Erica gave a head shake. "Not right now. No matter what I say, people will still speak." She stopped, staring at Rasheeda's frantic silhouette down the corridor. I must speak with her, alone. Kirk turned back to the producer in the booth. I had the idea for this project. It's a catastrophe. Now? With a tight voice, the producer gulped. We are able to reconstruct. We can portray it as a passionate moment, unadulterated drama, actual stakes. Kirk glanced at the locked door to the lounge. We'll see.